Because, I mean, after all.
Coming up.
I just want to shake some sense into you kids.
And we're back again here
Yes, we
to
are.
shake some sense into you kids.
Like a baby.
I see that Final says this is your third stream today.
Yeah, I don't know. I got up in the morning and I don't know why the hell I went on the air, but I did.
You went on the air. You woke me up at 8 o'clock going on the air. So
And then
I was still asleep like a champ.
I put
lucky. Yeah.
Then here, let me share the screen. I put the butt steak deal free for today and tomorrow, right? And I realized I hadn't told anyone. And I wasn't too thrilled with the fact that we weren't really getting any results. So I went on the air and I made it clear, hey, everybody, it's free for today and tomorrow.
Hey, wait, I got a butt steak deal story that just... I texted it to Kat. I don't know if she understood what I was talking about because I was kind of shit-faced when I did it. So Saturday, against my doctor's recommendation, I busted open my own Valkyrie's backhand. And Steve and I drank the whole thing. And for some reason, we got on talking about the butt steak deal. And for 10 minutes, Steve kept growling out to either me or Chris, butt steak, for 10 fucking minutes. My husband was advertising your story, and we did not go online to do it. It was the funniest shit I've seen Steve do in a while. That's how you know he's shit-faced, when he's growling out your book.
So did he read it?
He's read parts of it, but he just kept saying, I need the butt steak deal.
I'm gonna have to download that and read it.
It's fucking great, Ralt. It's so good.
So I said, unlike the first one where they really were just out of the AI and edited to read clearly, Kat and I rewrote this one. We actually gave it a rewrite.
Yeah.
The first story. The other two are kind of done the old way. But that first story that's a novella in itself.
Yeah, we cleaned it up a little.
No, we rewrote the damn thing.
Yeah.
Because the story was just so fucking bizarre and funny. And I don't know. Kat provided some inspiration.
Well, yeah, when she dances around topless with jugs like those, she's going to give anybody inspiration.
Oh, that's true.
She'll give somebody who's been dead for 3 weeks inspiration.
He did name an entire book after me, so.
There you go.
Boobs of Steel.
Boobs of Steel, yes.
Yep. And anybody who doesn't think that when a married writer has had severe writer's block, their wife hasn't offered to dance topless for him, has no idea what it's like being a writer. I have really bad writer's block. Would me dancing topless help? Yes, it would.
Oh, it helps no matter what.
Yeah, it always helps. You've got a gunshot wound. Would me dancing topless help? Yes.
Yeah.
It won't hurt.
No bullshit. When I'm having an episode, it can get me to stop thinking about it for at least 5 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Okay, that's better than nothing.
What?
No, I said that's better than nothing.
Because if your face isn't covered with boob sweat, what are you doing with your life?
Right?
Be a bumper sticker.
You should put that in your store.
Yeah.
If your face isn't covered with boob sweat, what are you doing with your life?
Yes.
Oh, man.
So, yeah, I went on a second time today to kind of promote everyone and say, hey, look, it's free. And then I realized, hey, it's tax day today.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone's paying attention.
No. Yeah. I
I
filed
didn't
for an
realize that it
extension.
was out on paperback. Holy shit, I need to buy that right now.
Oh,
Oh, I thought you knew.
No. I've been kind of, I don't want to say brain dead, but I've been kind of brain dead this week. Nothing bad, just kind of, I didn't have to think or take Chris to school for an entire week or, really do anything. So
Well,
I just,
the paperback is 94 pages.
Wow.
So there you go.
That's impressive.
And are you looking at your screen, Janelle?
yes.
I've got a claim for Richard Steele's Robomancer, and the first one, teaching women to read was a mistake. This should be mandatory reading for all schools for the blind, as well as being put out as a book on tape for deaf schools across the world. Walt Bloodthorn, author of the Behold Humanity series. It's a shame I can't get other known authors to kind of like comment, but
you're like the only other known author I really know and talk to.
But yes, as you can see, it's got some nice formatting to it.
Right.
And I really, really went above and beyond with the graphics. There's artwork on almost every page.
See, there's no way I could afford that.
I love how there's a tiny little button in the bottom right-hand corner of that one.
I didn't
Oh
notice
my
that
God, I
yet.
didn't notice that.
So yeah, if you're gonna spend the $8 to get the paperback, you get your money's worth. There's a lot in there. So anyway, everyone knows now.
Yes.
Huzzah.
So
again, you were having a great day, Janelle?
Yes, I went and practiced for an hour and a half. Like I said, I introduced Chris to the movie Airport, which was the movie that started the disaster genre. I actually ended up buying the entire Airport set. So I have Airport 73, 75, 77, and 79, all 4 films.
Wow.
Well, okay, the first movie, it's okay. It's obviously a Hollywood movie, but you can kind of see it as being realistic. By the time you get to the third movie, like shit has gone off the rails for a disaster because the plane literally crashes into the ocean and sinks 100 feet, and everybody's trapped inside in the air bubble, but like it's slowly filling. But it's got Jack Lemmon in it as the cat. Christopher Lee is in it as not the villain this time. Actually, as one of the passengers. Kennedy, that's the third film. The first film is Burt Lancaster, Dean Martin, George Kennedy, Helen Hayes, Jacqueline Bisset. It was like one of those first big ensemble casts. But yeah, Chris enjoyed it. He likes watching planes get fucked up. So I think we hit something.
Yes, but does it have June Cleaver talking jive?
No. Oh my God, I should show Chris Airplane before I show him Planet of the Apes. Oh my God. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to do that next.
Well, you just showed him the movie that they were making fun of in Airplane, so.
Oh, yeah. And Wolf, yes, I know there's plenty of movies where Christopher Lee is not a villain, but most of the time he plays a villain. He played such a good villain in every movie I've seen him in. He's a good Dracula, too.
He's a great Dracula.
Well, he had kind of an obsession with Dracula, right?
Huge obsession with Dracula. In fact, it was his life's pursuit to do his interpretation of Dracula on the screen. And unfortunately, that never happened. It had a lot of false starts. In fact, I think once in the 80s, they were in pre-production, were doing some of the beginning shots, but it never really happened.
Bummer.
Yeah, it's a major bummer.
All right, I have confirmation that the paperback version of the butt steak deal will be arriving within a couple of days.
Yay!
Awesome.
And yeah, I'll read it again. Such a good story. Such a good fucking story.
I will say that the paperback edition, I actually lengthened a few of the scenes just to make the layout work better.
All right.
So it goes on a little longer. In the paperback edition, you get to find out about them going at it behind the animatronics at Chuck E. Cheese, which is not in the Kindle version.
Was that in the version? You didn't send me that version when I first read it.
Well, no,
the rough
I
draft.
added that later.
Oh,
He
shit.
added that, and then it immediately went to print.
What it was when you're laying out a book with graphics, you kind of want to balance. You want to maintain balance on the pages. And big chunks of empty space kind of suck. And, well, I had a spot where there was a big chunk of empty space.
All right. I hear heavy typing.
I mean,
Yeah,
I hear the GM
that's me.
typing.
I was
I'm
going to say,
afraid.
I'm
That's me.
starting to have trauma right now because
No,
every
no,
time
it's
Raltz
me.
types, something bad happens in the game. Oh, okay. So I didn't get to watch the game because I was
Oh,
busy.
it's a shame. You missed a good one.
Yeah, I know. Kat told me. So I didn't know if you guys wanted to give me a quick and dirty fill-in or...
Yeah, actually, I didn't.
A quick and dirty fill-in.
I did that on
Dirty,
purpose.
all right.
Come on. I'm surprised no one's taken advantage of that. That's an innuendo just begging to be.
What, I started to.
But anyway, yeah.
You ruined it for me.
I ruined it?
Yes.
Oh, it's my fault.
Well, so you get to tell her what happened.
No.
Yeah. Why
No.
not?
Because I'm being difficult.
Well, at least you're honest about it.
I'm just being difficult. Okay, what happened is my extended family in the game found me.
The casino family.
The casino family.
Oh, damn. I missed that.
They are operating in the area. And I had a family reunion.
Mm-hmm.
And players got to learn a little bit about just how screwed up they are. And a bit about my character's past.
There was much talk about hot, very hot forks and nutsacks.
Oh, no. That just made my vagina hurt. I don't have balls.
Well, I was talking to the sister who was very abusive, and I was saying, well, you remember when I was a kid and you used to sit on top of my my hands and drive needles under my fingernails? Or do you remember the time that you would heat up the fork under a candle until it was red hot and press it against my nutsack?
Oh, no.
And you find out just how screwed up that family is. They're operating in the area, but we come to an agreement. We come to an understanding. I just walked up, sat down, had a friendly discussion with them. And then
had some light bondage.
Then when my elder brother tried to hit me, I whacked him in the face with a vat full of acid.
Yeah, that was actually pretty damn badass.
Oh, damn. How'd you guys get the acid?
I was carrying it.
We all bought acid before we went on the road, and this was our first opportunity to use it.
Oh, I've always had a vial of acid on my character.
Oh, okay. I bought some on when we were all packing. So.
And so I decided, okay, I'll show up unarmed except for a dagger and that vial of acid in my hand. And when he started some shit, he swung, missed, and so I hit him in the face with a vial of acid. I broke the glass right in his face.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, again, it was pretty awesome.
So Final Fantasy says, why did I have to make the character's past so painful? To make it believable. I mean,
you always got to do that.
I mean, you've got to, if there's a reason this person who's a noble, my character's a noble, has fled this life, even though the family are a bunch of highwaymen and crooks, there needs to be a damn good reason. And so, it's called pathos. Giving depth to the character. it makes for good villains too. Now the family isn't just, oh, they're the shitty family. Oh, they're a family of crooks. Oh, they're abusive. No, they're fucked up. That's why I did it.
I just call it feeding the GM so that you
Yeah.
have an interesting game. I always feed the GM, even when I probably shouldn't.
So I missed the vial of acid because
missed the
yeah,
vial
my
of acid.
character would have been all over that.
And the abusive sister gave me a tattoo.
Yes.
Aw.
But it's a cool tattoo.
Yeah, apparently it's a magic tattoo that I can pull a knife out of.
Yeah.
Oh damn.
Apparently she likes me now in a very abusive way. She
Yes.
says that basically she gave me this long speech about how the reason I'm not a wimp and the reason I can handle myself and that why I can deal with pain and why I've made it on my own is because she abused me and really, really toughened me up.
And she's creepy as shit.
Yes.
So are they joining our crew or
No.
was that okay?
No, they're staying here and we are leaving. Which reminds me, you have after we've sold all the stuff all the cargo we've been hauling, Matilda has 1,000 silver pieces to spend in buying equipment for the next leg of the journey because we're going to be leaving civilization and going out into the wilderness.
Okay. Well then I'll make sure to come up with what I need to buy and I will send it your way, Ralts. So you know, or just
Okay.
I'll put it on my sheet. I'll log on to Roll20 and put all on my sheet and yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm gonna get some acid. That sounds like fun. But
So-
like
So yeah, it was a pretty intense game. It was a shame you
Yes.
missed it.
Mm-hmm.
well, it turned out that I didn't need to miss it. There was literally a language barrier. That was it. And when I found out what an amazing job the caregiver did, and she was quiet too. This woman was like stealthy, so I didn't think she was doing anything. My mom's main caregiver said my mom was clean. You know, she had no wounds. She was well fed. She was propped up correctly. No, the woman was just stealthy as hell, and I had no clue that. You know, because I kept asking, like, have you given my mom her medication? Have you fed her? And she'd be like, yes. I'm like, I don't see anything. No, she would feed my mom and then clean up immediately afterwards. Like, I've never seen this before.
Wow, you had a professional.
Yes. And it was just a language barrier. And that was it. And I'm going to call the company tomorrow and sing this woman praises. Like, yeah, I'll take her again if you have her. Because, yeah, I mean, my mom didn't even cry out while she was being changed. Like, usually my mom is, you know, 'cause who wants to be changed, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my mom was quiet and clean. Like, and she didn't threaten her or anything. I mean, she was just this real quiet woman. Sometimes she would call family on the phone because, yes, it's boring sitting around for 12 hours watching somebody who can't move or talk. But yeah, she went above and beyond. I was highly impressed and I was like, damn it, I could have been at the game. But I mean, I'm glad I stayed because
Yeah.
the weekend before was touch and go. I was like, what the fuck is going on? So, but she said she's actually coming this upcoming weekend. So I'm like, oh shit, fine, I'll be on, no problem. So we're
Cool.
good to go.
That's great.
Nice.
Yes,
Okay.
I think that's one reason I've been happy so far this week. I'm like, no stress. This is fucking amazing.
Okay, so real quickly, here's one of the segments that's not in the Kindle version. It's only in the print version.
Is this the
You
Chuck E.
know?
Cheese?
You see it on screen?
Yeah, I can see it on screen.
Can I get you to read it, Kat?
Sure. First, do you want me to do the airhead voice?
Mild. Don't go full airhead.
Well, first we went to a Mexican place and ate each other's tacos. Then we went to the movies and watched superhero movies. Then we hit a strip club where we danced and drank tequila into the night. Then we got so drunk that we broke into a Chuck E. Cheese and went roller skating in our underwear. It was crazy. And then came the best part of all. Mr. Rockhard took me bareback. Bareback? Or is it?
What?
I think it's wrong.
It
Where-
said
where-
backpack.
Oh, it moved. It moved. There you go. Yeah, it says backpack.
Oh, geez. Well, there's a.
Took me back behind the stage where the Munches make-believe band play there. Music and stripped me naked and then took me right there behind the big robot puppet things. And I can tell you, his power truly is over 9,000. It was like drinking 1,000,000 cans of Captain Morgan long iced tea, only between my legs.
Okay, I'm just loving that the AI put All Might from My Hero Academia behind Allison Joyrider.
Oh, this? Allison swears this is exactly how it happened.
I fucking love this story so much. I shouldn't, but I do.
Well, again, unlike the other one, we gave this an actual rewrite.
Oh my goodness.
But it was the graphic of them at the Chuck E. Cheese that got me.
I'm really happy that Chris didn't notice the screen because he rolled in here to put something away in his backpack. And I was like, oh, fuck. Do I like say anything or just let it go? And he walked out and it was like, oh, thank God. Because I can't imagine what he would do if he saw All Might ramming Allison Joyrider.
And there's also this image from her lit RPG.
How many abs does this guy have?
Right?
All of the abs.
All of the abs.
I'm counting 10. Oh,
There's
10 in the
people
middle.
walking. There's people walking around with no abdominal muscles because this guy snuck in their room at night and took them.
Well, his right hand also has 6 fingers and a thumb.
Well, she's got some of the extra abs
Yeah.
Yep.
that make her look
Well, yeah,
very
you
weird.
have to tip your honey some way, right?
Well, the thing was,
Taking an
part of the-
extra ab out of petty cash.
what happened is like when this was being made, the AI took it in a really weird direction. I mean, like literally out of nowhere, it went from being an office romance to this weird Power Rangers,
Super Sentai thing.
and it was like, what the fuck is this? So what I did is I worked it in that this was the novel the character was writing. So we keep having flashes to this novel she's writing. This bizarre Super Sentai porn.
Teaching women to read was a mistake.
Honestly, I think Richard now needs to write Allison Joyrider's lit RPG.
Oh, shit.
Oh no.
I'll buy it.
Harble writes, Chuck E. Cheese, not the jizz turban? No, that scene's still in there. Don't worry.
Mhm.
She still wakes up with a jizz turban on her head.
Yes.
God.
Ugh.
No, she says she wakes up with his t-shirt wrapped like a turban around his head, and it's cum stained.
The AI wrote that completely.
Oh my God. That honestly, I am of the opinion now that it really is just middle school girls writing on that thing.
You know what? I was a perv in middle school. I wasn't this bad,
Yeah, I mean you made the odd penis and vagina joke and then like ho 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 ho. But yeah, this is kind of gross. And I blame TikTok.
Well, I grew up in the I was reared in the womb of my mother's D&D group, so hearing all of them making jokes is where I got it from. I will never forget the time I'm like 8 years old, and I learned the ability to be in places and nobody would notice me very early in life where just people would forget that there's a small child in the room. And they were all joking about how this room of skeletons they've come in contact with, and they're dismantling the skeletons just in case, so that when they come back through, the skeletons won't come to life and attack them. They were joking. It's like, well, you know what, guys, maybe we're going about this all wrong. Maybe we need to have the necromancer just make all of the skeletons drop to the ground and masturbate each other. And the whole room erupts into laughter. And I'm 8 years old, and I just turned to my mom, and in my quietest voice possible, because I didn't want people to notice me, I just go, "Mommy, what's masturbate?" And instant dead silence. And everybody has that, "Oh shit, we're in for it now" look. And they're all staring at my mom, and she turned like 10 shades of red. And she just said, "I'll tell you later." And after that, I'm like, well, nobody's going to have any fun now while I'm in the room. So I left.
God.
But
That's like when my parents took me to see The Hard Way with James Woods and Michael J. Fox, and they're talking about blowjobs, and really loud in the theater. I turned to my dad and say, "What's a blowjob?"
You know,
And the entire theater just went dead silent.
I realize this has nothing to do with what you just said. But The Hard Way is like two good movies crammed into each other that should not be.
I agree.
One is a pretty good comedy, and the other is a pretty good cop movie. And boy, does it have tonal shift problems.
Yeah,
They
it
couldn't
goes from
decide on
being
what they
funny to
wanted to make.
yeah, it goes from funny to serious to funny again. I think that's what they were trying to do, because they wanted you to feel that, I guess, that jarring, like, I don't
they
know.
want it to be hard.
Yeah, but
I mean, James Woods as a no nonsense cop was fucking awesome.
that's such a good movie. I'd like to see. I haven't seen that in years.
I've never seen it, actually.
It's good, but Ishii's right. I mean, it's two movies rammed into one.
So yeah, it's like
Is it studio
almost-
meddling?
no, I think it was bad editing.
Oh, one of those.
But yeah, the tonal shifts are insane. It's almost like you're flipping channels back and forth between two different shows.
Really?
Yeah. So what are you typing away at, Ralt? Or is it you, Janelle?
Don't know.
Oh, you don't.
Oh.
I have no idea because I'm not paying attention to it. My fingers are just moving, and then I'm paying attention to you guys, so I'm not paying attention to what I'm doing.
Oh, well, speaking of you doing your stream of consciousness writing, I am now on chapter 4 of the second book of Behold Humanity. I don't know how to pronounce his name, so you're probably gonna Olmuk or Olmuk.
Olmuk. Olmuk.
Fucking love him. Love him. Oh my goodness. Do you guys know who I'm talking about? The bad Atlantic Talon?
No, I'm not there yet.
That's how that chapter starts. He was a bad Atlantic Talon.
I'm at the scene where they now have the war mechs, and his VI actually got pissed at him. I've never seen a VI get pissed.
Because they walked into an ambush.
Yep. I was like, as soon as he's like, it's no big deal, I got this. I was like, oh, you dumb motherfucker. Like, I'm not good at strategy, and I know you don't do that. But it's so good. Like, just right now you got 4 chapters of great action going in this book. I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to get a breather anytime soon. But yeah, it's been fantastic to read so far.
The whole they fought like they were in the battle mech arena and not on the front lines.
Yep. And well, I don't want to give spoilers. I want people to actually experience it.
Speaking of Behold Humanity, do you want to come on tomorrow night and talk about the book since book 9 is now out?
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't read it. I'm sorry, but
it's okay. I mean, I'm asking you to read 135,000 words per book. But yeah, I can talk about it. I mean,
that is one hell of a fucking cover.
I love that cover.
Yep. And I love the line that's in there. It's actually a scene in the book The funny thing is the guy in the back sees the human turn into that, and he goes, "What is he?" And the mantid right there goes, "It's a Terran. What? You've never seen one before?"
No.
I like the mantids, and I know that it's established in the first book. There's some pretty hardcore history between the Terrans and the mantids.
Yeah.
Is there any flashbacks? Are you going to go further into that? Because I really want to know about the Mantid War.
I don't really go into it. It always says if you want to know about the Mantid, if you want to know more about the Mantid War, read John Stakely's autobiography, Armor.
And you know what? I have that fucking book. I bought it on your recommendation. So I
That
guess
is
after
one
I
hell of
finish
a
your
book.
book, I'll read that book.
Like if you want to know more about what happened on Ant Hill, read Sergeant Stakely's autobiography, Armor. And then there's on Reddit and Royal Road, there's a link to where you can buy the book. Yes, Spartan Cat. That is a Terran monster class, one each, as heavy infantry. Strength right up there with the Hulk.
Nice.
I really want somebody to cosplay this at Comic-Con. I would just follow them around. Be like, I'm with them. They're the cool one. That's such good cosplay. That would make such good cosplay.
And you can tell shit's gone sideways when you have a Telkin, a Atlantic Talon, a Mantid, and a monster class. Yeah. Oh, Spartan Cat, I like Roka. Roka's one I like. The narcissist. She's having group sex and is looking at the TV and sees herself on a documentary. So she wants to do doggy style and watch herself on the TV. That's when you're a narcissist. That shows you're a narcissist right there. I could have sex, or I could watch this historical documentary that I was part of. Wait, that's me. Okay, I'll have sex and watch myself.
Shit.
Yes, that is a space centaur. That's a space centaur with 4 arms.
Oh, I just noticed that. Yeah.
Isn't
That
that
is
cool?
Atlantic Talon.
Great. God, yeah. I actually have a book where they were trying to figure out the anatomy of different creatures, including a centaur,
Those books are fun.
with cutaways of bones and ligaments and things.
I just realized Atlantic Talon is not just holding an assault rifle, but 2 handguns as well.
Yes,
That's fucking
yes.
hardcore. That is hardcore.
And because he can see behind him, there's one scene where he's shooting behind him with the pistols and in front of himself with the rifle.
Oh my gosh, these guys should be more badass than they are in the books. What the hell?
That's one that's part of the Defiant Herd. They're off. You find out what's going on with the Atlantic Talon and all the other species.
Okay, because I really don't like the Atlantic Talon. I'm not gonna lie. I don't like what they've done to these quote unquote subspecies that were the original species on the planet before they came in and quote unquote uplifted them. Yeah, fuck that species.
Uplifted and gentled.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, fuck that species, except for Olmuk, because that guy's amazing.
So which book does Utopiates show up in?
Utopiates. I think it showed up in chapter 600, so no book yet, but it's already been out there. Yeah, where they're injecting. Yep, because gotta do that.
You're kidding me. You put Utopiates in. Oh my gosh, I love Utopiates. I don't know why that
and
book
I
didn't
even
get more traction.
But I love that line. You should know. You should get to know the person you're about to get in bed with.
Yeah. You know what? It's weird. Like I said, I've said about Utopiates, when it was a mini series, it sold fucking great as a black and white indie miniseries. When we compiled it, remastered it, colored it, and I did all that painting, because the book's painted now. Nothing.
That's
Absolutely
so
nothing. But then, that's when things got woke.
Gotcha. No, your story, Utopia, it's reminded me a lot of the movie Strange Days with the squid head where you could, like just you could inject it instead to me, which was more pure because it's in your veins. It's like in your bloodstream, in your nervous system. Just the idea of being able to distill down people's entire experiences and emotion and inject it like heroin.
Well, that was a metaphor for heroin, and it was kind of me working through trying to figure out. When I was in the music industry, I've lived most of my life very, very straight edge. I mean, the drinking every once in a while is what we haven't done that since we moved here.
What?
Drinking like once a week or
Well, what do you mean by since we moved here? I've never drunk alcohol as much as the last 6 months.
well, that's
And
what
I've been doing it once a week.
yeah, the drinking once a week is relatively new.
Yeah.
Most of my life, I didn't touch anything, but I was surrounded by people who were using drugs and especially heroin in the music industry, and it was just me trying to make sense of these people who had every reason to live and had every reason not to be turning to drugs, but yet were. And what were they getting out of it? And the fact that they all talked about it like it was some sort of religious experience.
I remember reading an interview with Tom Petty, and he said that the first time he did heroin, they had no alcohol and weed, and he just wanted to get fucked up. And he says it was the biggest mistake he ever made because he thought it was just like, I'll be fine after one hit. And next thing you know, he was a heroin addict.
That's how a lot of those drugs work, just one hit and boom.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And
I knew.
The thing is why do you was just meeting all these people, and it's like, what are you getting from this? Because people will talk about booze, people will talk about weed. When people talk about heroin, it's like they're talking about religion.
I don't know why. I mean, you hear all the stories. You see, I mean, shit. Nikki Sixx from what's it called? Motley Crue OD'd with one of the members of Guns N' Roses, died. They brought him back. He came back home and he was so addicted to heroin, he shot himself up again after coming home from the hospital from ODing and actually being clinically dead for like a minute on the table. Like, fuck.
Well, I've seen boozers that would get out of the hospital. Good example. I knew a boozer. He had drank so much they had to remove his stomach.
Oh, crap.
And he had all kinds of throat surgery, and they told him, stop fucking drinking. 2 weeks later, he was dead because he went home and drank a bunch still with the stitches in his throat. Drank a bunch, and it fucking ruptured everything, and he died.
Oh shit.
And the fucked up thing is, from somebody that went to the scene, they said they picked up the bottle of whiskey in their hand. Well, they were drinking Everclear. There was blood in the bottle.
Oh.
So they were bleeding out and ruptured, and they were still drinking the alcohol out of the bottle.
Oh, jeez.
I don't get it.
Addictions can be really hard to break. I know that.
Same.
And, I mean, I've given up smoking, 4 times just since you guys have known me?
The only way I gave up smoking is because I got morning sickness, or I found I was pregnant with Chris, and getting morning sickness, I couldn't stand the smell of cigarettes, and it stuck. But I actually had friends who, after they had their kids, like a day later, they'd be out of the hospital coming home with the kid, and they're just like, give me a fucking cigarette. It's like, are you kidding? Really? Who? You guys have heard about the Trank issue? Spartan Cat is talking about it. You guys have heard of Trank, right? The new drug.
Oh yeah, I heard about
heroin and fentanyl and something else, and it literally rots. It's worse than crocodile.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
This is
jeez.
the stuff that I think, if it's what I think it is, I think the street name is zombie
Yeah.
because your skin starts falling off of you just
Your brain
randomly.
shuts down
Fuck.
and you wander like a zombie.
Yeah, so
Did
yeah, you wind up looking like a brain sucking zombie because like your brain shuts off and pieces of you are falling off.
Did you see
Oh,
the video of the woman who looked like she was coming out of being on Trank and she gave birth on the ground in like Skid Row?
No.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't I thought, okay, so you know how G Prime is always on top of it with his political cartoons? He
Mm-hmm.
put one up and one of the images in it was a junky woman on the floor of a subway with a newborn hanging out of her with the umbilical cord still attached. I was like, fuck, just I thought he was trying to make a statement. No, that shit really happened. And I watched the video. And
Holy
this woman
crap.
is laying on the concrete, crying and whining, and people are, instead of helping her, are standing around her, filming her. And there's only one guy who's trying his best to clean up the kid. And they kept telling her not to move. And she finally gets up and grabs the kid while her pants are down around her knees and the umbilical cord is still attached. I'm just like, oh, fuck, this is going to be bad. And apparently they called the police. But yeah, a junky woman gave birth on dirty ass concrete, just laying there on her side. Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
we
So
have, and what pisses me off is, it's gotten to the point we have to do something. We really, really have to do something. But
Mhm.
nobody wants to do anything because of this. We need to accept everything.
No bullshit.
oh no, not anymore. Californians have finally had it. Gavin Newsom's finally doing something about it.
Oh, it only took 50 years.
Yeah, no shit, right? Right? I mean, you guys all lived in California at one point.
Yes.
Yeah, I watched Nodders shoot up at the park when I was a kid.
Yeah,
I can still remember that. They'd ask you if you want some. You'd be like 8, and they'd be like, "Hey, you want some too?" No.
Like, no. Yeah, I know in El Cajon that the mayor of El Cajon is so tired of not only junkies, but there were pedophiles roaming around, bringing in underage girls and raping them.
Of course.
And he
they
said,
were.
no more hotel vouchers can be used in our city. Come after me, Gavin Newsom, if you want to. But I'm tired of children being raped in El Cajon. And he stuck with it. And Gavin, like, okay, I say Gavin Newsom is doing something. We'll see how far this gets with the stupid ass supermajority in our state. But enough cities and towns are starting to rebel. So, and he doesn't want to look bad because, he wants to run for president.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah, I'm like, motherfucker, the only state that's going to vote for you is California. Everybody else hates your ass. So,
Jesus.
yeah, but that's where we're at. And I don't know where the woman gave birth, but my guess is either Philadelphia, Los Angeles, San Francisco, Chicago, or New York City.
Jesus Christ. It's just, I gave birth on the subway. It was bad enough when hippies were giving birth in the back of cars.
Mm-hmm.
And then feeding their kids LSD after they were born so they could share the experience with their children.
Expand their minds.
Yep. Yeah, when I was reading an article about that in Playboy. Yes, I read Playboy for the articles because they were actually really fucking good. And this guy had been doing research on LSD since the 60s. And he taught, because he was a clinic doctor. And he had a free clinic open for the hippies to come. And he said what he saw the most of, and this is really sad, infants ODing on LSD because the fucking parents would give the kid LSD to have that experience with their child. And instead it's frying their infant's brain.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there was a retarded girl in the trailer park I lived in when I was younger. That her mom gave her LSD. Right after she gave birth, she gave an LSD tablet to the little girl and herself, so that they could share.
Yeah.
Girl was a drooler.
Yeah, no, that was a real thing. The actual parents of these infants thought that LSD was some sort of fucking psycho medicine that would have them all, meet on the astral plane and frolic together and open their minds. And
It
no,
expands your mind. Yeah, I
Well,
remember
we've
that
got Tim
bullshit.
Leary to thank for that stupid shit.
what was it? Was it drop in?
Tune in, drop out,
Drop out.
turn on.
Yeah. Like, what the fuck,
Yeah.
dude?
And everybody wonders why I can't stand hippies.
Fuck hippies.
Oh, I hate hippies. And
Oh,
I
see,
used to
I-
be friends with hippies.
I was a
Ugh.
kid during the tail end of it, so when they had gotten really bad. Because there's two things hippies want: one, drugs; two, to molest kids.
Just remember, Charles Manson and his cult were all hippies.
Mm-hmm.
There was a guy that I worked with that his parents were hippies and he grew up on a commune. And he said that the people in the commune had orgies all the time. And he said the worst smell in the world is group sex. And they did it in front of the kids.
Yeah.
They,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, children are sexual beings too, man.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I'm surprised the man wasn't a virgin because he was just disgusted by it. And he hated hippies and he ended up a hardcore conservative, which I'm sure freaked his parents out big time.
Payback
Kat,
is
you know this person. I will tell you who it is when we're off the air.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hey,
So,
Kat, didn't your mom know somebody who grew up on a commune?
No, I went to like a hippie commune.
Yeah.
No. Well, yes, she did, but they didn't do drugs.
Oh, God, do you remember in the 90s when they tried to bring hippies back?
Yeah.
And all those
Yeah.
girls walking around with their long, greasy hair and those stupid little John Lennon glasses that were usually pink or blue colored,
Yep.
and their fucking tie-dye shit.
Oh, no,
yeah,
I remember the
that.
girls wearing the peasant blouses and the gypsy skirts, and they were walking around the high school barefoot.
Yep. Oh, God, I was like, you know what? Why don't you just send me to another country, preferably one that, where they throw people like that off the roof. Hey, what do you know? We got someplace for you to go. God. Or terror. But yeah.
So when I went through my phase of, smoking weed and doing drugs, I fell in with the hippies. I didn't become a hippie. But I'll never forget, we were Earth Day. And we went up to because we were there to smoke weed. And we went up to, there was a booth, and it was a hippie booth where, they used everything recycled. And the guy that was in charge of the store was a sweaty, nasty hippie. And he was trying to explain that we don't need toys because nature gives us toys. And those spiky fucking round things that come off liquid ambers?
Yeah, we always used to huck each other at them.
Yeah, he was juggling them, saying children have no problem playing with these toys. And he was showing his line of, toilet paper and feminine products, including tampons.
Made out of hemp.
Made out of real Cherokee hair.
Yeah.
Well, this was the great part. The toilet paper felt like sandpaper on your butthole, and the tampons actually shredded your insides because they were like sandpaper too.
Toxic shock too.
They were probably made out of hemp.
Yeah.
There used to be this place in southern Washington called Rainbow Valley. And every 4th of July, they had a celebration. And a couple times I went out there with friends, and it was pretty much everybody smoking pot, getting drunk, and getting naked. And I was like, what the fuck? I got a wife, thanks. Not I don't need to do this. But it was always like hemp this and hemp that, and hemp will save the planet. And being a hippie has returned. It shows the validation of our worldview. That's what I was trying to be, peace and love. And I was like, if this is peace and love, bring on the nukes.
Yeah, I honestly, that phase didn't last very long. At least I didn't dress like them. But I remember, I hate Pink Floyd now because of them. Because it was always fucking on. That stupid album, Wish You Were Here. Sorry, Pink Floyd fans.
God.
I fucking hate Pink Floyd. Hate. Major hate. Like, fucking, I will be so happy when they're all dead. and gone forever. I fucking hate Pink Floyd.
The only one I like is The Wall.
Nope, hate that one too. Nope.
Because that's because we kick back and get drunk and watch it.
The movie's okay, especially the bloody pool at the beginning. But yeah, I fucking hate. Oh, I hate them. I hate them as much as I hate Radiohead. That's another one that could get nuked. I'd be happy. Fucking hate that band
how you
too.
really feel.
And I'm telling you,
God.
I saw some debauched shit at Rainbow Valley. I was like, I walked around the corner once and just stood there and then backed away slowly. I could not believe what I was seeing.
Really?
I was like, what the fuck?
Like what?
Okay, all right, you want to lose your channel? Fine. There was these two hippie girls that were naked on all fours, and there was a third one kneeling between the two of them with big fucking, we're talking thermos-sized dildos, and fucking him in the ass with them.
Oh.
While some guy was peeing on her back, and I was like, I'm out.
How pleasant.
Wow.
This was at like 10:30 at night. I was like, yeah, I'm out. It was like, holy fuck, they're as big around as 2-liter bottles.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie, Ralts, if I would have seen that, I probably would have burst into tears, like trying to understand what the fuck was going on.
I was like, yeah. I was like, I'm done. I'm gonna tell my friend that's the sober driver that we gotta go.
No, now you're instantly sober, and
yeah. Oh, I had a good drunk going on too when I walked around that corner, and then I was sober. My buddy was like, "What the fuck, dude? You got the shakes? What's going on?" I'm like, "We need to go now." And I told everybody in the car, and they're like, "No way!" I'm like, "I'm dead fucking serious."
Okay, so where is Rainbow Valley?
It's near Little Rock, Washington.
Okay.
Yeah, my buddy saw something even worse. He was like, "No, I just didn't want to say anything." And I was like, "What could be worse?" He was like, "That's why I came running up and said we have to go." He walked in on these two. There was, this is all under tents with like canvas on the ground. He walks around the corner, and he sees there's 3 kind of fat hippie chicks laying on like a table, and there's people dabbing their fingers into their vagina and pulling out blood and painting on each other.
Oh, fuck. No,
I look at him like, "You're the winner." I was like, "You're the winner. You get the last beer."
Oh God.
And I found out that that's not that uncommon.
What?
Moon blood painting.
Oh God, I need to take a shower now.
Ew.
It's some kind of quasi-religious bullshit that makes me want to fucking put a grenade in my mouth. I don't think it's, if I wake up and she's fucking red-tided the sheets, that's fine. It fucking happens. But deliberately painting yourself with a stranger? No. No.
But bodily fluids are not for war paint,
Yeah.
Just ew.
Well, look at how many times you see some feminist that painted with her menstrual blood in the news is all, "Oh, she's an amazing artist."
No,
feminist art is all disgusting.
Who's that witch artist that likes to sacrifice fetuses and paints with her period blood and fecal matter?
I know
she's
you're talking
huge
about.
in Hollywood.
Yeah, the one who's good friends with Hillary Clinton and Lady Gaga, the Satanist.
The one that holds the one that holds the spirit cooking shit.
Yes, the spirit cooking bitch. Yeah, and I think she was also part of the Epstein Island.
Oh yeah, she is.
Yeah.
Remember in the 80s or in the early 90s when the hardline Bible thumpers would tell you that everybody in the government was Satan worshippers, and you laugh.
Yeah.
Remember that? Yeah. Remember that when he made fun of them behind their back? "Oh yeah, everybody's a Satan worshiper, ha ha ha." Yeah.
That's kind of my feeling. Is like, they were right about everything,
and that's not fair.
The conspiracy theorists were pretty much right about everything.
How to talk to the conspiracy theorist in your family. I'm sorry, you were right about everything.
Yes.
if the dude at the 7-Eleven without his pants and just wearing a pair of boxers and waving around some Xerox sheets from the copy machine is ranting about the aliens, I might stop and listen to him nowadays.
Like, really? Tell me more, please.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
we've reached the point where if it turns out they really are reptiles running the country, I'm not
You're
going
not
to.
shocked?
Yeah.
I don't know. If some reptile came up and was like, "I'm a reptilian. These people aren't. Vote for me." I might just vote for him out of spite.
Like, well, he doesn't have a tail.
Yeah, there you go. He doesn't have a tail. Or the aliens come down. We're going to destroy all your leaders and take over your planet. Okay.
Well, you say that, and that immediately called to mind Arthur C. Clarke's Childhood's End, where all of the aliens look like fucking Baphomet.
Oh, they made a movie out of that with Charles Dance as the leader of those aliens.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they all looked like demons. Yeah.
And it's like, no, it's a good thing. Your species was predicting this. They just were confused by the message. It's like, no, I don't think so.
No, honey, get my rocket launcher.
Yeah.
Oh man, I mean, if aliens came down, we will destroy your leaders and force you to be part of our country. Your country achieved faster than light. What's in it for me?
Yeah.
Now, we have destroyed the capitals of all your nations and enslaved your leaders. Okay.
Okay.
You aren't angry? Not one bit. They sound like your problem now.
Yeah.
Oh, so you mean the aliens in V were correct when they killed all the world leaders and replaced them with themselves? Yeah. And they ate them?
We're more in They Live and less in War of the Worlds, and I'm disappointed. This is the worst cyberpunk dystopia ever. There's no cybernetics. Well, okay, there's cybernetics, but you got I don't know. There's cybernetics out there, but they aren't the good ones. And like we saw, they can just decide they're gonna merge the company with another one and fold that division, and now your eyes don't work.
Yeah.
Oh,
This is the worst cyberpunk dystopia ever.
Look what Harble said about Arthur C. Clarke.
What?
It's at the bottom.
Any sufficiently slow Sri Lankan boy is indistinguishable from a fleshlight.
Yep.
That's fucked up, but oh my god.
It's kind of disappointing that all the greats of old science fiction were so into such perverted, debauched shit.
Yeah.
Well, yes and no. There really was a firm dividing line, and the debaucherous ones really went out of their way to purge the people who were just guys writing stories.
Well, hell, at least Heinlein wanted group sex with consenting adults.
See, I got no problem with group sex with consenting adults. That's a good way to pass the weekend.
Yeah.
He even wrote a book about it, The Cat Who Walks Through Walls.
I mean, if you and your buddies, if you and your friends and your wives and husbands want to get together and have group sex all weekend because you left your kids at your mother's, more power to you, and it doesn't cost you anything.
Yeah.
But
maybe sore muscles in the morning.
Yeah. I mean, it's no big deal. But they just you give them an inch, they take a fucking mile.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
yeah, now we're getting depressing.
I think the Puppet Masters by Heinlein was really about communists and SIFWA, the Science Fiction Writers Association, because
the Writers Guild of America went on strike. So, sorry, that just flashed in my head.
In the Puppet Masters, it's essentially an invasion of the body snatchers type story.
Yeah,
everyone's essentially it's a metaphor for communism. But how do you prove which ones weren't taken over by aliens? If you he got everyone took off their clothes, and men and women who didn't react were clearly aliens. If they
Huh.
didn't react to the opposite sex, grown adults,
then you were an alien.
Didn't
Makes
they change
sense.
that for the movie? Instead,
Yes.
it was like a parasite that would stick on their back and go into their cerebellum.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, that's like Stephanie Meyer's book was just a copy of that.
Which
Although I have to admit, it wasn't too bad. I actually liked it better than Twilight. And yes, I read it.
what
The host?
Yes. It wasn't too bad. It was obviously fan fiction of Invasion of the Body Snatchers, but it wasn't that bad. What do you want, little black dog?
the thing with the I'm going to be perfectly honest. I haven't read the book. And I just saw a very in-depth review of the movie and they also went into the book as well during the review. If it was all with consenting adults, I would just take it at face value and that would be fine. But considering the age of our main characters, it's really kind of creepy and disgusting.
Well, doesn't she gets hijacked by an alien, the host, and then
Yeah.
she's like she has sex with adults and stuff?
It's you have the classic love triangle of two guys vying for the same woman, but it's not the same woman. It's two guys vying for the same body, and they're in love with the different personalities inhabiting that body. But each person in each girl in that one body is fully aware of everything that's happening to her, and they don't necessarily like the other guy. So it's kind of rapey.
That's fucked up.
And if it was adults going through this,
I thought she was an adult because I thought in the book she was an adult.
By legalities, yes.
I think she was in her 20s.
I thought she was 18 or 19.
I think that's just
I'm sorry if they're 18. If they're 18 and 19, if you're old enough to get shot in the face by some fucking communist, you're old enough to fucking do whatever you want.
No, that's a good point. I'm thinking the emotional maturity of the person it's happening to.
You've met me, right? I'm like in my 50s.
Touché.
I had an idea. You watch a lot of horror movies. You said you even watch the bad ones.
Oh yeah, I love the bad ones.
Oh, the bad ones are great.
How frequently do you watch these?
Oh God, but if I'm not like really badly fugue stating, where I'm writing like 3,000 to 6,000 words a day, I'll usually watch 1 or 2 a week. Hell, I watched 2 episodes of Andromeda today.
Oh, nice.
That's the Steven Sorbo?
Yeah, I watched the
seen
first
that in
season.
ages.
I watched the first season back when it came out, and it was on sale like a couple months ago on Vudu for like $9 for all 5 seasons, and I bought it. And I was like, you know what? I haven't watched this since it came out. Because I watched like the first season and then I ended up deployed, and I was like, I wonder if it holds up. It holds up. It actually still holds up. It's actually still a good show.
That's good. Yeah, I'm with you. I haven't seen it since it first aired.
What, baby? Okay.
So what I was thinking is the possibility of, since you watch so many of these bad horror movies, have you thought about like coming on the air and doing like these 10-minute reviews, or you just cut loose on what you've seen?
Yeah, actually, I saw a really good one. I didn't expect it to, because M. Night Shyamalan, the producers and the executives got too involved in his movies, wanting to add their own twist to it.
Yeah.
So I saw his new one, A Knock at the Cabin. It was on sale for $5 on Vudu, and I picked it up, and I expected it to be fucking bad. No, it held together and was a good fucking movie.
Really?
I've heard nothing but good things about it.
Oh God, the tension in the beginning, because you're watching a thriller. You're Knock at the Cabin. Okay. You're watching an M. Night Shyamalan movie. So the tension in the first 20 minutes is just ramped up.
And no interference, like The Happening and Signs?
No, you can tell that the studio was hands off, because there isn't all of a sudden some fucking dumb shit. And people have complained that he changed it from the book, but I've read the synopsis of the book and what he changed, and frankly, it's a better movie for being changed.
Now, see, that's good. That's really good. You know, that's good at adapting to your medium.
But yeah, I mean, I was surprised it was good. I watched Adam Driver in '65.
I want
That
to
actually,
see that.
it was good. It was a good sit down and watch. I won't watch Shazam or Quantumania because why?
Fuck that shit.
You know, it just doesn't really appeal to me anymore.
I think I'm gonna see Guardians of the Galaxy 3. I don't like giving Disney or Marvel money, but I like to support Chris Pratt because Hollywood is trying to destroy him because he's a good person.
Yeah.
But
I watched Violent Night this weekend. It's basically if John Wick was Santa Claus, and it was actually pretty cool. It held together. That's all I ask. It held together enough for it to be believable. And that's all I care about.
that's the one with David Harbour, right?
I think so.
The guy from Stranger Things.
Yes.
Okay.
You know, and it's believable and it's fun. I watched The Strangers. I watched The Strangers Pray at Night unrated, and I was totally expecting it to be garbage. Turned out okay. Oh God, I tried watching a couple of them that are the Netflix horror movies, and they're so terrible. I actually turned 2 of them off. I was like, I can't take this. I hate all of these people so much that I want them all dead, and not in a good way. And because I found something out with watching Netflix, millennial horror movies and Zoomer horror movies are the most boring fucking shit in the world. They're pretentious. They're self-masturbation. They're just, oh, look at how clever we are and look at how clever our characters are. Well, I want your characters to die. Well, they won't, because being clever young adults, they're able to outsmart the killer at every turn. Then why am I watching this? Because I watch these to root for the fucking killer.
So it's like if Wes Anderson made a horror film.
Yeah. I turned off Nobody Sleeps in the Woods Tonight, even though because I give foreign films a lot more leeway than I give American. You know, if I'm watching some shit out of Bangladesh filmed on a cell phone, I'll probably watch 2/3 of it before I'm like, nah, this just sucks. Because I've seen some amazing shit. But if it's an American movie and it sucks this bad, I'm turning it off in the first half hour. I mean, and I'm easy to please. I mean, like I said, I liked fucking Ice Pirates.
Oh, that's a fun movie.
Yeah.
Ice Pirates is great.
I mean, but I tried watching Day of the Dead 2 with Ving Rhames, and I was like, I watched it all the way through because the person I was watching it wanted to watch it, and I was like, this movie is fucking terrible. And then I watched Zombieland 2, and Zombieland 2 was once again just masturbation. I mean, it had some really good stuff in there, but they spent too much time furiously jerking each other off. And, you know, I couldn't root for them halfway through. I was like, I hate you. I now hate all of you. You've managed to make it so I hate all of you. The Babysitter actually turned out to be a decent movie. It was kind of fun. It's a shitty movie. I mean, I keep meaning to watch Babysitter Killer Queen.
Is Babysitter Killer Queen the one where the babysitter like worships Satan and was trying to
Yeah.
sacrifice? Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah.
I've seen that movie. That's good.
I'm trying to remember what the one was we watched that actually turned out good. Damn it, I can't find it. But it was a horror movie about a vampire, and she's on an airplane, and the hijackers shoot her, and she comes back fully fucking keyed out. Blood Sky. Blood Sky is the name of it, and it's actually good, and the kid is not annoying.
That is a rarity.
Yeah, and you know, it's actually pretty fucking good. And it's foreign, it's German. It's a German movie. Day of the Day Bloodline was so fucking terrible that I watched it because I just couldn't be asked to get up out of my chair and do anything. But yeah, I watch these movies because I'm tired of what Hollywood's pushing on us now because it's all crap. So I'll go through and I'll watch like, oh, this movie was made in the bathroom of an airport in catch a Stanislavianaka and by 3 people and a hooker. You know what? I guess I'll watch it. I'll see how it looks. Because I turn on something that Hollywood gives us now, and I'm like, I hate you so much.
Oh, Trenton, I liked Let the Right One In. That
Oh,
was the
yes.
one from Finland, and I refused
Yes.
to watch the American version. Fuck that shit.
And read the book. You have to read the book. The book is amazing. It's like one of my all-time favorites.
Yeah, I really like. A lot of people said that the original was boring. The movie, I was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" The
No.
tension and the suspense throughout that whole film. Speaking of a good horror film, what about High Tension?
That sounds familiar. I might have watched it. I'm just going through a lot of stuff, a lot of movies I haven't watched in a long time. Last Train to Busan, excellent, really good actually.
Oh, okay, here's one for you. Do you guys remember when Trauma Films made the horror movie Mother's Day?
I've seen it and I don't remember a second of it.
I've seen it and don't remember any of it.
That is one of the most fucked up movies I've ever seen. It's 3 chicks go on a camping trip, end up getting ambushed by 2 hillbillies who then take them back to their mother, who enjoys watching them rape and torture these girls.
Ah,
Yeah.
Good old trauma films.
Yep.
I saw that movie. It came out on like Cinemax late at night when I was a kid, and I was like, what the fuck am I watching?
Well, the original Toxic Avenger was gory as fuck. I mean, they ran over that kid's head, and that was like, damn.
They did that in Terror Firmer too. The one guy running naked down the street and he falls over and the fucking truck rolls over his head. His head just explodes.
Okay, I'm trying to remember.
okay. So Wolf wants to know what you think of The Descent.
I love The Descent. My wife hates it because she's claustrophobic. I love The Descent, and I even like Descent too. I even like the ending of The Descent. I thought that was interesting that she just broke. She just fucking broke.
Well, after everything her husband and her best friend did to her, I
Yeah.
was like, nope, I would have left her ass behind too. Don't care. I lost my daughter because of you.
Yep.
Fuck you. Yeah, I didn't see the second one though.
Oh god, that's like I watched the new Scream. Well, not the new Scream, but the previous one. It was okay. I didn't like any of the characters, and I was really happy that so many of them got killed. I gotta say, I did love Michael Bay's take on Friday the 13th. That was really good.
Oh, the one with Jared Padalecki?
Yeah,
I didn't think it was that bad.
Or Jason's he's got no motive. He's just killing motherfuckers out in the woods. That's what I signed on for.
Wasn't that what it should be?
Yeah. There's no soup. There's no meaning of life. There's no any of that. It's just Jason killing dipshits in the woods. I'm down with that. I'm fine. I'm good.
I swear he was inspired by Jason X and that hologram scene.
You had to have been. Jason X is a fun one. Jason X was more fun than it had any right to be.
Agreed.
Oh, agreed.
I mean, it still has one of my favorite scenes in it. When Jason stabs that big black Marine dude from the back, and the guy goes, "Take more than that to put this old dog down." So Jason stabs it again, and he goes, "Yep, that'll do it."
There was such good dark humor in that movie because it was poking fun at itself. The fact that the android had Lee pressed-on nipples. Are you okay, dude?
Yeah, no. I got a little bit of a cold on top of this, so.
Yeah, when her nipples fell off.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck, man? Or when the kid gets his arm chopped off and he's running around smacking himself with his severed arm and other people because they like put him on morphine, so he's higher than a kite. Didn't care his arm got cut off. That was a good scene too. But the best is, you want to smoke weed and have sex with premarital sex with us?
And then he beats them to death with each other.
I kind of like it's all right, guys. He just wanted his machete.
He just wanted his machete.
Yeah, that is a good movie.
Stuck with me.
I actually, Steve kept from the theater the wall poster, like the huge ones that are like, 7-8 feet tall of Jason X. We have that.
Oh wow.
When we first moved in together into our apartment, we had Jason X and Freddy versus Jason as our literal wallpaper, because we were watching a shit ton of horror films. And yeah, our friends would come and be like, "Oh my God, we love your walls." I have to find those. I wonder if they're worth anything now, or if the rats ate them. But yeah. And by the way, I loved Freddy versus Jason. I know a lot of people didn't, but that
I
was
liked it.
another one that really did a good job making fun of itself. They knew what they were doing.
Yeah, but you can take it seriously if you want, which is fine with me.
Okay, just on a side note, Steve just walked in because he heard me talking about the wall hanging posters, and we still have our Team America one.
Oh jeez.
That's awesome. Oh, we still have them all, honey? Holy shit. We have, including Blade. We have them
Oh,
all. I'll
wow.
have to take pictures and show these to you guys.
Yes, please. I'm jealous
Yeah.
of the Blade one.
Friday the 13th. I do not like 5 that much, but I do like 2, 3, 4, and 6. As soon as they got the Carrie chick, and I hated Jason Takes Manhattan. I fucking hated it. I hated it so much. But I
Is
loved
that the one where the guy eats Jason's heart and becomes Jason?
No, that's Jason Goes to Hell. I actually like that one.
Yeah,
No,
that's the one where they
that's
tease
on the
Freddy for the
boat.
first time. I remember that.
Yeah.
Isn't Manhattan the one where it never actually gets to Manhattan? It's just on a boat cruising to Manhattan.
It gets to Manhattan and it gets worse.
So you didn't like the first Friday the 13th? Because you
No,
said
I like
you
the
like.
first one. No, I mean
Okay.
for sequels. I like the first one. I like the first one because I mean nobody saw it coming that it was his
Oh
mother.
yeah.
Nobody saw that coming.
I still love the
Yeah.
fact that it was his mother the whole time. That is one of the best horror movie twists in the history of horror films, in my opinion. Who's going to suspect the mother?
Yeah. Who's gonna, and she had what's missing with she had decent motive. I mean, you might not approve of it, but you understand it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, she'd lost her mind. Yeah. I actually. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. No, go.
I was just going to say that I actually like that they referenced that in Freddy versus Jason, where Freddy's fucking the corpse and said this bitch is dead on her feet when Jason's drowning. Ramen is asking which is the one with the captain from 21 Jump Street. That was some off the wall shit.
I don't remember. I don't remember the captain from 21 Jump Street.
Well, should we call it a night?
Yeah,
Wait,
we can.
I have one more thing that I just want to bitch about real quick. Kat knows about it. Have you guys seen who the new Spider-Man is?
That's
No.
a new Spider-Man?
There's a new Spider-Man.
It's called the Uncanny Spider-Man, and it's Nightcrawler.
What?
Yeah, I knew you were gonna get pissed. I had the same reaction.
I'm sorry, I had a minor stroke. Did you say the new Spider-Man was Nightcrawler?
Yeah, it did not get received well, so they said it's only a 5-issue miniseries now, but I have a feeling it was not originally supposed to be that.
That's probably one of those. That is a failure on the part of anybody involved in the game of let's throw spitballs at the wall and see which sticks.
The days of Stan Lee just beating people with a whiskey bottle for saying random stupid shit need to come back.
Yeah, apparently they're retconning Nightcrawler's background again. He is on a mission to find out about his past and his mother Mystique. So I think this is the third retcon of his past.
Wolf Media. No, wait, what was it? Dominic Powell said another great twist from the horror genre was the killer's identity in Sleepaway Camp. Very true.
Yeah.
Yes.
The funny thing is my daughter loves that film, and she did a little research. And the person that they had wear the mask
Mhm.
Angela's facial mask and stand there naked and doing the hissing and everything. About 2 days later, if you notice, that person is not credited.
I
And that's
did
because
notice.
2 days later, they're sitting in a diner talking, and the guy that played that part suddenly started crying, and he got up and he walked out of the diner and took off all of his fucking clothes and ran off in the woods, and nobody has seen him since.
Oh,
Really?
I
fuck.
thought she was full of it, and I looked it up. I was like, "You're fucking kidding me!"
Oh, whoa.
Dude.
Yeah, and it's like, what?
That's a little bizarre.
Yeah,
Oh,
Um,
Neo Star, Puppet Master versus Terror Toys, but also Doll Man versus Demonic Toys. I'm sorry. I love the Full Moon Entertainment, the original horror movies they did, not their sequels. Demonic Toys is one of the funniest horror films I've ever seen.
yeah.
You tell?
Oh, I mean, it's literally toys that are infested by demons, and
Mhm.
there's was it Baby Oopsie Daisy? I can walk, I can talk, I can shit my pants. Yeah, that's what it says to the security guard. Hi, you fat fuck. I'm Baby Oopsie Daisy. I can walk, I can talk, I can even shit my pants. I just fucking love that movie so much.
I think Becca and Jason have the Full Moon box set with all of those films because she loves the Puppet Master.
I have the
film.
entire Puppet Master box set. And I like
Nice.
the first 3 films are really good. It starts dropping off after 4. But I mean, I really like the 3rd one because it goes into Toulon's backstory and how he built the puppets and who they were all based on. And
Yeah.
that's actually my favorite one. But I mean, the first 2 are good too. I mean, really good actually.
Real quick, JC, Reanimator all the way. I really can't watch From Beyond.
I have not watched From Beyond. I just heard that there's penis antennas coming out of people's foreheads.
There is, and that part's fine. It's gooey. It's the same reason why I can't watch Terror Vision, is that there's so much goop on the screen. It like makes me instantly want to go take a shower. It's so disgusting.
I love Terror Vision, though.
I mean, yeah, that's the thing. It's a great film, but I can't watch it. It just makes my skin crawl.
Are we talking goop like the brain bug vagina from Starship Troopers goop?
No, I mean like people coated head to toe in KY jelly.
Was it just me,
Damn.
or was that a big '90s thing?
That was a 90s thing. And
Along with vomiting into somebody else's mouth.
yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
I
that
hated
was.
that.
And it was
Okay,
just-
what movie did that happen in? 'Cause I haven't seen
Oh
that.
God, Drag Me to Hell. Quite a few movies.
Oh
actually.
yes, I remember that now. Fuck. Ugh. I had made that go away in my brain, and now it's back.
Yeah, 'cause if you look up Archie Liberace, nobody knows what happened to him. Nobody.
Really?
Yeah.
He just disappeared into the night.
That
He
was
just
his
disappeared.
name.
Archie,
Archie
yeah, his name was Archie Liberace. That's all they knew about him. And yep, he's only been in that one, and nobody's ever seen him since.
Oh, Dominic Powell, I'm with you. I love Arachnophobia. I think it doesn't do as good a job as it could have of writing the line between like pants crapping horror and comedy, but it's still a great film.
Yeah, I just looked up Archie Liberace, and they just keep showing me Liberace and his fabulousness. Oh no, here it is. IMDb, actor known for Sleepaway Camp.
And that's it.
Damn. Oh, Undead Ramen. I love David Cronenberg's The Fly with Jeff Goldblum. That is one of the most disgusting movies I've ever seen.
That was actually good. That was a really good one.
I haven't seen all of it, but I've seen scenes.
You know what we should do? You know what we should do, Itchy? Once in a while, we should go on and do like just scroll through Netflix or some shit, or scroll through Vudu and pick like a $3.99 movie. You know, and we could watch it on Discord and stream our reactions at the same time. You just gotta like put it in little small in the corner, or there's ways you can do a reaction to movies.
We need to do that. That I love that
That
idea.
would be
And
great.
hell
especially
yes.
if I just start go, especially if it pisses me off for some reason. Because my wife knows when she hears the infamous phrase, "That doesn't work like that," she's not going to enjoy the movie. Of course, she's done the same to me.
That is the line of "You've had enough." That's tipped the goofy meter for you.
Yeah, yeah. Or just it's one particular thing that pisses me off. That's like, the one that what pissed me. I can't watch 28 Weeks Later. I know people that say it's an amazing fucking movie. It's a great movie. Its premise for the rage virus, people swarming everything, is the dumbest shit I've heard in my life. And whoever designed their fucking shelter in place shit was so retarded, they probably chew on the toilet seat.
I didn't like the second movie. I liked the first one, 28 Days Later. I actually thought that was a really original idea, but Danny Boyle wasn't involved in the sequel, so.
But I mean, fuck, they had the entire population of a skyscraper shelter in the basement with just a normal set of wooden double doors with a chain on it.
That's it?
That wouldn't stop an angry dog. And then, of course, when they drop the napalm, it just neatly follows the street and you can step into the alley and watch the fire go by. Napalm doesn't work that way. And then, of course, they show all these people in armored vehicles and everything protecting the lines. I don't know. I guess the rage zombies just magically reached through the armor and snatched them out. And, oh, God. And then the fucking VX scene. The fucking nerve gas scene is where I lost my fucking mind. We'll just roll up the windows and turn on the air conditioner, and that will keep us safe from the nerve gas. The nerve gas is so thick it looks like fog. Nerve gas is skin permeable.
Is that the scene where Jeremy Renner gets out of the car after they've dropped the gas and then they drop the napalm on him? Yeah, that scene was that was where my suspension of disbelief went out the window.
I was just like, I'm done. I'm walking out of the theater. I'm walking out. The guy runs theaters like, "You okay, man?" I'm like, you okay? I said, "That is the dumbest movie I've ever seen. I want my fucking money back." Well, you've watched most of it. You're going to come into the bar this weekend and want beer? Give me my money back or I'll 86 you.
Wow.
I hated that movie. And I'm sorry. I don't feel bad for him. He's dumb enough to kiss an infected woman.
Well, I've got a fun one. Yeah, keep going. Sorry.
Oh, no, go ahead. I'll rant about that for like an hour.
See, that's what I mean. I think we need to start doing that as a regular thing, getting you started on horror films.
Oh, God.
No, this is great material.
Oh, God. Undead Ramen heard me going off about the Bumblebee movie. I just kept the whole time. I mean, just picture me watching the movie and just put the caption above my head, internally screaming for the whole movie.
I'm sure every scene with John Cena as like the fucking major probably drove you nuts.
That wasn't too bad. I can live with John Cena. He's actually kind of funny. He's actually kind of cool, but I mean.
Don't get me wrong, I love John Cena. He has fulfilled every single make-a-wish for kids dying with cancer. The guy is actually a good person. His character in Bumblebee, I was like, no, I can't.
Yeah.
Okay.
And what it is it's obvious somebody went on like the Wikipedia and goes, "Oh, well, the M16A2 was put in service by the Marine Corps in 1983, so we can have our special ops retard dance around with it." No, it didn't pass. It was introduced, but didn't pass the armed services test to be used by anybody else until 1987. And they're like, "Oh, well, the Humvee was introduced to service to 1983, so we can have our meatheads drive around in it." No, that's when it began serious testing. Stop looking at the earliest date and thinking it rolled out like an Apple phone, you fucking mong. Oh, God. That was just the start of it for me. And I was like, let me get this straight. The most important strategic asset we had, which was ARPANET, we're going to let two space-born robots who might as well have "I'm evil" spray painted on them access it? Are you fucking kidding me? Oh, we don't know why, but they're accessing the nuclear silos. They're evil fucking robots! Oh, God, that movie pisses me. And the fucking girl. I hated the fucking girl.
Oh
God
my God,
damn it, I
thank
hated that
you.
bitch.
Oh,
And her dad.
help me.
Her dad
OB.
listened to creepy fucking sex music while working on a car with her. Why don't you just come out and say he stuck his dick in her? Okay, and I'm sorry, no unemployed man bun wearing fuckhead in the 1980s married to a fucking registered nurse can afford a house, a split level ranch house to boot, with a view of the Golden Gate Bridge and the fucking bay. No, not in any world. Okay, on a registered nurse salary, she's living in the projects. Okay, and then, oh, the rich kids were mean to her because she worked for a living. No, because you didn't want your hot dog garnished with spit. Oh, God. For fuck's sake. And of course, it has to be, oh, these are the typical bullies. You want to know who the biggest bullies of fucking high school were in the 80s? The fucking preppies.
Yeah.
Because no matter how many times you punched them, their dad was still a lawyer.
Yeah.
Fuck. I hated that fucking movie. And she listened to the dumbest fucking music. Ugh. The whole fucking thing. And I'm telling you, 80s San Francisco, black mulatto kid kissing on a white girl would have been punched in the side of the head in about 30 seconds. Because holy fuck was that place full of racists.
I was going to say, San Francisco was entirely too clean in that movie.
Oh, yeah.
It was a fucking utopia.
It always is. You know, they show like Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and the streets are clean. Have you looked at fucking Pennsylvania with a satellite view recently? Or they show San Francisco. Oh, look how clean it is. I can walk around. Oh, look, there's no hobos shitting on the steps of the fucking City Hall building. You know, fucking stop it. But anyway, that movie, oh, fuck. Oh, that movie made me so mad. The whole time I'm just sitting there going, my wife's like, he's gonna pop.
This is exactly what I'm talking about. This is
my wife's like, he's gonna pop. He's gonna pop. And my daughter is like, he's gonna pop. And I just went ballistic in the middle of the movie.
Undead, you're gonna hate me. I was one of those people that listened to the Smiths in the 80s.
What's wrong with the Smiths?
She said nobody listened to that shit because the opening scene for the girl character, they play the Smiths.
Nobody listened to that fucking garbage. The Smiths, Jesus fucking Christ. You know what everybody's listening to in the 1980s? Van Halen, Quiet Riot, Rat, Motley Crue, and whatever random shit their friend gave you. They weren't listening to some bullshit hippie fucking crap that everybody was passing around behind the fucking bong parlor. No, they were listening to the same fucking synth bullshit everybody else was on the radio. You know, that's why you had somebody stand there whose whole job in the band was to hold one key down on the synthesizer for the whole fucking concert. Oh, God.
Oh, yes, Undead. Duran Duran. Yes, I love Duran Duran. Oh, my God. And what,
and of course,
Mode?
I saw that stupid little cunt wearing a fucking Ramones shirt and wanted to reach through the screen and strangle her. You wouldn't know who the Ramones were if that dude shit on your head.
The rule about the Ramones?
Yes.
Yeah, the rule about
about
the Ramones is nobody who owns a Ramones shirt actually listens to the Ramones.
No.
Except for Razor Fist. He's the only person on the entire planet who does.
You know, and of course, fuck. I hated that movie so much. I mean, when you get me wild and see, this is nothing compared to the absolute shit fit I threw during the movie. I was criticizing everything. From their uniforms to their retardedness to I hated the evil robots, I hated the good robots, I wanted to see Bumblebee eat an RPG. I just wanted everybody to die.
Well, the young lady that played the main character in Bumblebee is also the one that played Kate Bishop in Hawkeye, so we can see a trend there with annoying female characters.
Can we just launch her out of a catapult then? See, I didn't watch the Hawkeye TV series because I knew that they were going to introduce the, and I quote from a Marvel comic, the new and better Hawkeye.
No, fuck
Kate
that
Bishop
shit.
can fucking eat it. I hate
Kate
that
Bishop
character.
actually calls herself the new and better Hawkeye.
She always has. That's always been the thing. Like when the Hawkeye series came out under Matt Fraction, Clint Barton was a fucking bumbling idiot and also a pedophile because he lusted after her, which was really gross. And she could do no wrong. She was a Mary Sue. She was the perfect feminist. I'm not surprised Matt Fraction wrote that because his wife is friggin' Kelly Sue DeConnick, who thinks her vagina is fucking pure platinum.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, it's just. And everybody's like, "Oh, I don't know why Barton's on the Adventure. The Avengers. He has no superpower." And I'm always like, "Were you functionally retarded when you were born, or did your mother drop you, or did somebody hit you with a brick?" He's got a superpower that is pretty fucking overpowered. He never misses.
Yeah.
That superpower is so ridiculously overpowered. You know, Ultron standing there giving his speech, fucking Hawkeye picks up a brick and goes, "Okay, his secondary processor is slightly exposed right below his neck. I'll wait till he's yammering at Thor about his penis size and huck this brick and break it." And he's going to do it. He's not going to miss. I mean, it's so overpowered, it's ridiculous. For fuck's sake, he killed the Hulk.
I remember that because he saw that Banner's eye was just getting. That's his other superpower. His vision is insanely good.
Yeah.
And he saw one part of Banner's iris start turning green, and he fucking nailed him right in that eye.
Right. Yep. And, you know, everybody's like, "Oh, Hawkeye, he doesn't have any powers."
It's one thing that pissed me off about Avengers Age of Ultron is that movie was so shit, and the only really good parts of that movie were Hawkeye's parts. It's like people bitched that there wasn't enough Hawkeye in the first movie, so they put him in the second movie, gave him more time, and the rest of the movie's kind of ass. That's my opinion. I don't know if everybody agrees with me. I mean, James Spader is fantastic as Ultron. You can't beat that.
Yeah.
But
The
yeah.
Marvel movies showed current Hollywood's idea of technology is magic.
Yeah.
I can turn my brain off and watch them because, okay, their comic books come to life. And if Reed Richards can stand there and babble about how he doesn't cure cancer because whatever fucking reason he has this Tuesday, I can watch a giant robot fight steroid abusers and it's not a problem. But when you expect me to take your movie seriously, no.
Okay, I'm going to make something real clear. In the 80s, if you were listening to the Smiths, you were this person. Okay?
I'm smoking a cigarette, so I can just visualize them.
I didn't just listen to the Smiths, though. I was hardcore into Duran Duran. I mean, I wanted to marry
Everybody
John
was
Taylor.
hardcore in Duran.
Everybody listened to
I
them,
also
even
listened
though
to New Order. I listened to Pet Shop Boys, The
Save a
Cure,
Prayer till the
Susie
morning
and the
after.
Banshee,
Exactly.
New Order. Like, no, I was a hardcore new waver.
I listened to whatever my truck radio would pick up on the way to work.
This is what if these were the people who listened to the Smiths, and if the chicken bumblebee did not look like this, she wasn't listening to the Smiths.
She looked like a wannabe punk rocker. You know how everybody thinks that a female punk rocker is supposed to look like Joan Jett with the feathered hair and shit and wearing all
That's
black?
not a punk.
Joan
Yeah,
Jett
I
didn't look
know.
like Joan Jett.
Oh yeah, I listened to The Runaways. Speaking of Joan Jett.
Yes, I'm Joan Jett. Who? Worst fucking drunk story ever.
So,
or was it? Yeah, Joan. Yeah, Joan Jett or Pat Benatar. I don't know. They're the same person. They are.
No. Pat Benatar is far less tolerable.
Okay, I gotta say this. I posted it online, but I gotta say it on the show. Janelle was kind enough to send to me the equipment so that I can start making my own mead. So again, I will forever thank you. But it was hilarious because I'm hearing the Amazon delivery guy come, and the dude has a pocket radio or something, and I'm hearing him walking up to my house, blasting "Love Is a Battlefield" while this package is being delivered. And I mean, like, I hear him put it on the ground right when the chorus starts, "We Are Strong," and I'm like, wow, that's That's epic right there.
I remember you texting that to me. I was laughing about that. Just so okay, see now because I feel like I'm being mocked because I listen to the Smiths. I just want to
What?
say,
I like the Smiths.
oh, okay, because I was like, I've seen Duran Duran 3 times. I've seen Depeche Mode 3 times. I saw New Order and Pet Shop Boys with Paul Oakenfold last year.
You're talking about people that was the crowd I hung out with.
Yeah, I mean, I did hang out with the goths. You know, I mean, I didn't dress like them because I like colors. I'd be hanging out with my goth friends and my industrial friends, and here I am wearing like a bright red shirt with like bright red lipstick, and you know they're all like moaning,
Look.
and I'm just like, woohoo!
How many
Drake-
fucking times do I have to show the picture? I'm not ashamed of it. Okay?
You are literally shorter than the sign.
Yeah, well, okay, yeah.
Okay, I'll
Look,
give you some credit. You're leany. You might come up to the bottom of state code.
I think I was 5'5" or 5'6" at that point. I stopped at 5'6" thereabout. But yeah, I wasn't very, yeah. There I am. I haven't changed much. Well, shit, where's the other picture?
Oh, Undead, when I saw the Pet Shop Boys, Neil Tennant still sounds as good since before their first album came out. Like, he sounds the same. His voice has not changed at all. I don't know how that man has kept it together. It was amazing. So I saw her Pet Shop Boys with the heart. And yes, Neil Tennant's voice is the same as it was in the 80s. You know how most singers, you can tell there's a difference as they get older, it gets deeper. He can still hit those high notes.
Okay. We're going to talk about my height. The young woman in my arms is 4'11". Okay? The young woman I'm holding there is 4'11".
So she's like the size of a very large buck puppet.
Oh my God.
No, actually, I was 5'6" when I joined the army. I was 5'6". I joined it at 17. I right at basic training right when I was 17. And by the time I was 19, I was 6 foot. That was the weirdest shit.
Whoa. Late growth spurt.
Yeah, it really was.
Oh God, the growing pains while in the military. That must have sucked.
They were trying to figure out what was wrong with me because I was like, my joints hurt all the fucking time. My back hurt. My muscle hurts. I'm always hungry, you know. And they sent me like 4 times to the hospital. And my crew medic comes up and she's watching me try to put on my boots and she's looking at me. She goes, "Hey, put on your pants." I'm like, "Okay, put on my pants." And she's looking at me. She's like, "Where'd you get the pants? 1970?" And I'm like, "What?" I was like, "They fit fine." And she's like, "You know what? I'll be right back." And she went and broke into the war stocks. She was like, "What size boots do you wear?" I was like, "I wear size 8." She goes, "Huh, let's bring these back." She goes, "Put those boots on and put those pants on, put those boots on." So I put everything on. She was like, "Huh, I think I know what's wrong with you, champ." And she went and got a measuring tape, came back and said, "Okay, you joined the army at 5'6". I was like, "Yeah." She goes, "Yeah, you're 5'9" right now." She goes, "I think I know what's wrong with you because those boots are size 10.
Wow.
I ended up wearing size 11 and a half wide.
I had a friend
yeah.
in high school. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Shit hurt. Go ahead.
I had a friend in high school that actually grew a foot in a year. It was like his junior year. He went from being short to being really fucking tall.
That
And
must have hurt.
yeah. So I can only imagine like what you were going through.
It was just, but God, I ate everything in sight. I mean, there was one day I ate an entire large pizza by myself.
Damn.
One of my friends like, "I just can't look away." And then like an hour later, I was like, "I'm hungry."
So,
that was weird.
Multiple steps back.
Okay.
Fun story about VX.
The axe.
Yeah, amazing. Believe it or not, fun story about VX. My father worked for LG, the cell phone company.
Yeah.
And he'd go around and he was like marketing director for.
He was the Yeah, he was the marketing director for all of North America.
Damn.
supposedly.
Damn.
But anyway, they had a new product line coming out, and
this. Okay.
he's showing it off to. You might want to change that product's name, Dad. Seriously. And he goes, "Why?" And it's because it's titled the VX series. Right?
Whoops. Whoops.
And trying to find, but I mean, it was more than that. It had a name that even kind of implied VX gas, right? And I'm like, you really want to change it? VX, you know what that is? And he wouldn't.
Didn't know.
No. So he looked into it. He tried to explain it to the Koreans. He goes, "Oh, they don't care."
Nope. Well, it's like the funny thing is, the Kia automobile.
Yes.
When it first came out, all my friends were like, "I'm not buying a car that has the same initials as Killed in Action."
Okay,
Oh yeah.
Oh, Teweldy and Humble Marty are asking what VX is.
Nerve gas.
what the Nazis were a real big fan of using.
Yeah.
And it's just gotten better.
As far as naming things goes, there's of course the Chevy Nova, and they tried to sell that in countries that speak Spanish, and they wouldn't get purchased because Nova means doesn't go.
Car doesn't go.
The car does not go.
God. See the dumbest shit nowadays.
Yeah.
Well, then of course there's the classic. About the classic Gerber baby logo.
Yeah.
You try to sell it in countries that are illiterate. They think you're feeding them either fetuses or placenta because it has a picture of a baby on it.
Oh.
Yeah. Culture clash. Always good.
All right. It's 10:15 here. I think we're going to call it a night, but
Yeah, it's 12:15.
no, we're going to make these rants of you watching movies a regular thing. Yeah, you see a movie, we want you to cut loose on it, man.
I like the idea of doing the whole watching the movie while doing a simulcast while being in Discord.
I like that too. That should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think that was Raltz's idea.
And then you can just listen to me yell at shit.
Oh, see, but that's good.
Now, if you ever hear me, if you're watching a movie with me and you hear me mumble, either that's not how that works, or worse, that is nothing like it actually was. Because I don't know where Hollywood gets the idea of the 80s, but the 80s in Hollywood didn't exist.
Yeah, I'm getting really, really sick of what what Hollywood thinks the 80s were.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what the fuck they are.
The world was not coated in neon and Duran Duran haircuts.
I mean, yeah. I mean, most of the people I knew were wearing the same clothes they wore in the 70s. Got it.
Right.
Okay. Well, one more time before we call it a night.
Oh, Undead, that's mean. Duct tape him to a chair and make him watch Gilmore Girls. God damn, Raltz, what did you do to piss her off?
Because she thinks it would be funny to listen to me scream.
One more time. The butt steak deal is free until tomorrow at midnight. Buy it for free. Give it a review. I don't care if it's good or not. Actually, the weirder, the better. Make it as bizarre as you want. Off topic is great too. And we will read all of your reviews in a couple weeks.
And also check out Raltz's books.
Yes.
The latest one is now available.
So after you read some really, really horrible AI-inspired crap, you can read something good from Raltz.
Everybody's pissed they're outed undead. Man, I wouldn't want to sit through Gilmore Girls. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy.
No, that was an immediate turn the channel.
Forgive me for outing you. I'm so sorry.
I'm looking at the Gilmore Girls, and it looks like the kind of stuff invented by Hollywood writers who have never met people.
No, just understand this. It is one gigantic tampon commercial.
The name of the fucking town was Stars Hollow. Can you get any more fan fiction? Fan fiction-y?
Stars Hollow.
All I know about Gilmore Girls is that it was a show. That's it. I know nothing about it. And by the way, everyone, due to your efforts, we are now at 29 on humorous romance. Let's try and get that up to number 1, because if we do, a lot of unsuspecting romance readers will purchase the book just on a whim, and I want them to be surprised.
Yeah, they'll be surprised, all right.
That's the aim. I would love for a lot of legit romance fans to pick it up unsuspectingly.
I'm pretty happy. Fire Rises, the new one, hit. It dropped, but for like an hour and a half, I was in the top 10 of space opera and military science fiction.
Fuck
That's awesome.
No, I was just gonna say, I do have to say that I don't know how to feel about this. The fact that the book that's currently beating it out is Married While Intoxicated.
Wait, for your guys' book?
Yeah, for the butt steak deal, the book that's directly beating it is Married While Intoxicated.
Okay, people, buy the book. No, you guys have to be above that.
Like I said, it's like I don't know how to feel about that.
Oh my god, I'm looking at the other covers for science fiction, for space opera and military science fiction. These are terrible. These are terrible covers.
Yeah, they basically like they have an AI generated.
I don't know. I think the AI would have killed itself.
Okay, everyone. I gotta call it a night.